What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. It is December 17th, 2025. I am Sean Ross Sapp. It's time to hump.
Time to hump.
It's time to hump. We would really appreciate humping with you guys for the next hour. I am joined by Jeremy Lambert. Jeremy, how long has it been since we've done a full show together?
Oh, SmackDown review days?
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I don't count the Christmas shows.
No, that doesn't count.
Those,
especially because you don't talk.
Yeah, I don't say anything on those shows. So yeah, I would have to say SmackDown review days was probably the last time we did a full show. Yeah, it's been a while.
Neither one of us do those anymore.
No. I quit those very early. I was like, I got a life on Fridays, and then you followed suit.
That is a Kate and Cresta thing now. I said, let me find people that are way more colorful than me that can maintain that energy level a little bit better. But by God, we're here to hump with you guys. For those of you that are new, the Hump is our weekly show where we, quite frankly, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But obviously, there are a couple of topics that are a little bit unavoidable, so to speak, that we will discuss regardless. Leave a thumbs up on this video if you guys don't mind. Share it. That stuff goes a long way. We also, oh my God, I hate when you do this. Get in your super chats and humper chats, which is sort of the namesake of the show. Super chats here on youtube.com/Fightful, where we have news updates, interviews, and the like. And then humperchats.com if you're watching really anywhere. Humperchats.com. That's HUMPER chats.com. But right off the top, I'll go ahead and put over what I think is the best wrestling morning show in the weeds. Jeremy, you know this. My ideal dream job is to simply be a morning host and have nothing else. It's just I don't do mornings. So
yeah, I mean you always are welcome to pop. You always do just pop in on the show when you're up early enough. I took it's not that I took the idea from anybody. Sports talk morning radio has existed for God knows how many years, right? But there was only like one wrestling morning show, and who cares about those people? I listened to a lot of Dan Patrick. I took inspiration from that. I was like, let's do this. You were kind enough to be like, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. And so
have a channel, I said.
Yes. And so In the Weeds was born, and it was 3 days a week, and now it's 5 days a week. It's every weekday.
I love it. I mean, listen, I will never be able to get up early enough to host a morning show. I get anxiety. Like I get overwhelming sleep anxiety when I know I have to be up for something. So if you guys ever see me at media events or anything or the footage from media events, I'm going to look my worst at those times because I know I've got to wake up super early and I can't get myself to sleep. But by God, guys, get in those super chats, get in those humper chats. A few, quite frankly, major topics to discuss. John Cena, Mick Foley, Thea Hail, of which we have some pretty big Fightful Select updates on, including right now. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Tim says, I read the Select report on Thea Hail's win. Any more updates on it? Well, I don't know. Did you read? Actually, I don't know if I published the brand new one, but I'm hitting publish on it right freaking now. Let's talk about this, Jeremy. Okay, so in my private conversations with NXT talent, there are at least 3 people of which I have said, have you considered simply shooting on people? And I got to go back to each one of them today, or Jeremy, and say, told you, would have helped your career an awful lot had you simply just shot on people. So here's what it appears happens. This is the discussion within WWE. Go to FightfulSelect.com for more. I promise it's worth the subscription. It appears Blake Monroe got the win knocked out of her. She was not supposed to lose that match. Thea Hail was scheduled to lose, and it specifically caused issues, Jeremy, because the NXT Christmas break just started. They're not back till the new year. They had already filmed a ton of stuff that they had to rush and sort of retcon and fix And of course, we have more details on Fightful Select, but this is a thing that typically, like traditionally, has happened in WWE more than anywhere else. Like Men on a Mission in like 94 accidentally won the tag titles. Kevin Owens accidentally won the U.S. title from AJ Styles one time. Hardcore Holly at WrestleMania with one of like the scramble idea. There was Razor Ramon at one point had a match with Jeff Jarrett, and he was like, well, I just got to win this match, otherwise I look stupid. And they switched it back. Mickie James at one point. It happens, I wouldn't say a lot in WWE, but over like the last 31 years, more than you would expect. What was your reaction to seeing this?
I was excited. As everyone knows who watches In the Weeds, we took a Thea Hail victory lap this morning.
I love Thea Hail.
For 18 months, I think, basically since the Roxanne Perez match last year, where she had a great showing and then was off television for like 8 months. I was like, why isn't Thea Hail on television? Why isn't Thea Hail being used more? And then finally this year, she's gotten more and more opportunities. But I've been pushing the Thea Hail agenda for a very long time. So when I saw that she actually won, which I did not expect her to win, I was excited. I did not care that the finish was the finish that it was, but I was happy for Thea Hail. And then I was like, all right, figure it out. It's pro wrestling. You write the script. You can change whatever you need to change. You don't need to let people in to that this was not planned. You can just go about your business, and you got 80 writers. Figure all of that out. And it sounds like they will figure it out, but I was excited for Thea Hail as someone who has led the Thea Hail bandwagon for, about 18 months now.
I think that she is just one of those talent that is very clearly somebody who's going to make it. That match with Roxanne Perez in 2024 was fantastic. Anymore, it feels like a lot of the women's matches in NXT that stand out have like 5 or 6 people in them, as opposed to one-on-one. But I think that she's great. I'm sure they're just going to go ahead and switch that back at New Year's Evil. More on that on FightfulSelect.com. What a year for Blake Monroe. What a wild year there. I can give you guys some insight on the Fightful awards that are coming up. There's still time to sponsor the awards, by the way. Like she's winning something on that show, and it ain't for WWE stuff. And that's okay, because she finished an all-time great storyline. But we are approaching a situation with individual promo of the year where Toni Storm runs the risk of what we call, I think it's Ospreying herself. Boy, that pause. But where they have so many good outputs that it might push her into second and third place instead of first place, because the 2 promos on Mariah May, Blake Monroe, the Life of Mediocrity and the Do You Think That I've Forgotten promos, are both getting insane votes right now. And Blake Monroe was not on TV for like a bunch of months this year as she prepared to move to WWE and do the Blake Monroe stuff. It's a bummer that happened to her, but I'm very excited for Thea Hail. Very excited. Josh Morgan, thank you for the super chat. We greatly appreciate how generous you are all the time. Ooh, here we go. D'Lo Diggs says, quick change up. Sorry, but shoot her with this question. With Christmas next week, who's drinking some nog and favorite Christmas song? Okay, Jeremy. I don't drink eggnog. Not a fan of it. Are you?
Not really. I'll drink it if it's present. I don't drink like the alcohol version. I know some people spiked eggnog, sure, but if it's around, I'll drink it, but it's not something I'm like, I gotta go have eggnog just because it's Christmas.
I'm not a dairy guy. Like I don't drink a lot of dairy, but I gotta have milk and cookies with while I watch Jingle All the Way. Like that's a necessity. Like you can't sit there and watch Phil Hartman baking those delicious cookies and not do it. R.I.P. Phil Hartman. Favorite Christmas song. So I like untraditional or non-traditional everything. Christmas songs, Christmas movies. DMX's version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, of which he actually recorded, is a good one. Christmas in Hollis is
Run DMC.
Really good. Yeah. Any for you?
I like Carol of the Bells. I know there's no lyrics to that, so I don't know. I guess Ding Dong is the lyrics of that song, but yeah, Carol of the Bells is my favorite Christmas song. The kids really like that one as well, especially like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, right? Like them doing it is really good. So yeah, Carol of the Bells would be my choice.
Christmas Canon is what made me use Canon in D for my wedding. I would hear that. I worked at a GNC back in the day, and I would hear that song played a lot. I have like an hour-long trap Christmas remix of like, it would work in like Home Alone stuff on it. I actually like that a lot. My least favorite Christmas song is the one from Wings, that Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, where they just repeat that for like 5.5 minutes. Boy, that sucks. Like that completely eliminates Paul McCartney as greatest songwriter for me. Like that's how bad that Christmas song is. How about this one, chat? Underrated Christmas movies. Let's hear from some of our audience on that, because I watched one that doesn't get a lot of love, and it's Love Hard on Netflix. Have you seen that one?
No. Who's in that?
Nina Dobrev and I don't remember the other gentleman's name. I'll tell you who's in it. Shredder from Ninja Turtles 1 is in it.
Kevin Nash?
No, that's Ninja Turtles 2, asshole.
Oh, right,
Get your facts straight.
Sorry.
Ninja Turtles 1 is in that. I sat there the whole time and I was like, why is he so familiar? Why is he so familiar? And then I realized, okay, Home Alone 2 isn't underrated. What are you talking about? I literally went to New York last year because of that movie, which, by the way, is a lie. She is not walking up to that tree anywhere near Christmas and it not having anybody there. It was insane. I got to tell you, the most ridiculous thing I saw, I was in an Uber and we had a Chinese driver, and there were a few Chinese people that walked out in front of their Uber, and this Chinese driver said, Chinese people. And I was like, what? What? I was like, come on. What are you doing here?
I mean, in fairness, I do that all the time with white people. I'm just like, oh,
I
gosh,
do it,
white people.
So that's exactly what I said afterwards. I was like, I do say white people an awful lot. Like, I do that a lot. But
yeah, white men suck. Like, we're terrible.
I mean, I have said that a number. Somebody said friendly fire. Jesus Christ. Jingle All the Way is underrated. So, Jeremy, I watched Jingle All the Way in theaters as a child. And then I watched it again as a teenager, and I was like, oh, I'm too cool for this. I don't like this anymore. Such a bad movie. Then I rewatched it a lot more as I got older, and I was like, nah, man, this is awesome.
Every year, we always put on Home Alone and Jingle All the Way. Those are like the two, and Elf. Those are like the three Christmas movies we have to put on and watch every single year. And we do Charlie Brown Christmas if you want to count that. But those are the three actual like movies where it's like, okay, everyone come to the couch, sit down. We're watching these movies as a family. And then we'll throw on like other stuff throughout the holiday season. But those are the three that's like we have to watch these during Christmas time.
We have a few that are every year. Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. Home Alone 3 has grown on me. Not as bad as you would expect. Die Hard 1. Die Hard 2 even is a solid one. Die Hard 3 is a 4th of July movie. But we cycle in Just Friends. That's a good one. Okay. We cycle every year. We tend to watch Love Hard now. Office Christmas Party is a little corny, but it's got some funny moments as well. There are some that we work in, and Jingle All the Way is every year. I have a Turbo Man that I put under my tree and take a picture of every year. And this year, Jeremy, I unboxed it. I couldn't help myself. I unboxed it. And I got to say, pretty sturdy toy, pretty sturdy figure. I'm going to buy another one in box, but that box had kind of like warped a little bit. And I was like, I can handle it. But I kind of liked it. It's got like, you can shoot like the turbo rang and all that stuff, but you know.
Matt Cardone is so mad that you unboxed this, by the way.
He wouldn't be.
Screaming at you right now.
He says, let him breathe. He's a Let Him Breathe fan. Look at this. Okay. Our good friend Jules. I appreciate this, Jules, because you're setting me up, buddy. You're doing it. You're doing the right thing here. She says, "Happy holidays, Jeremy and Sean. Thank you for the gift idea. Got my Aura frame. In the Weeds is the best morning show going. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And thanks for all the entertainment." Well, first off, I just want to say thank you very much. That means an awful lot. And listen, the best way to spread holiday cheer, gift an Aura frame and keep family near. What's your favorite holiday tradition? Is it watching Jingle All the Way? How long's it been going? Do you have photos of it? Do you have photoshopped versions of it? Well, if you do, you can use the Aura frame Carver mat and send those memories to your family or friends all year long. Here's how it works. You go to auraframes.com, use the code FIGHTFUL, get $35 off their best-selling Carver mat frames. These are fantastic. And you download the Aura app, you connect to Wi-Fi, and you're able to upload photos and videos all year long. So you can superimpose yourself into Jingle All the Way or are the Thanksgiving movies? I'm sure there are. You can superimpose yourself into Die Hard with a Vengeance. Use Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. And then send them to your family all year long. You can personalize it before you even have it arrive to the recipient's home. And you can add stuff all throughout the year. You can add messages before it arrives as well. That's auraframes.com. And the promo code FIGHTFUL. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now. Get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Of course, terms and conditions do apply. But check out that Carver mat frame at auraframes.com and the code FIGHTFUL. I got one for my mom this year. I'm going to get one for whoever it is I beat in the fantasy football finals as well, just to remind them. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Two things. One, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Thanksgiving movie. Two,
okay.
Jules, I know she has ordered an Aura frames, and she said she got hers within 24 hours. I don't know if that's going to be, standard across the board, but
I love it.
Happy customer there, got her Aura frame within 24 hours.
Listen, they told me that they're pulling extra to make sure that people get these by the holidays. What surprises will we see on Dynamite tonight? I don't know if we will see surprises on Dynamite tonight. I mean, I would imagine that this, they're doing the holiday bash
Dynamite
thing, right?
Yeah, the Dynamite. They're doing the Dynamite tonight, Battle Royal. Yeah, 3 hours.
I always find out the day of that it's 3 hours.
Watch the product.
I do. I mean, listen, come on, but it's in Manchester.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. And then they're back in New York by this weekend?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's this weekend because they're taping the Christmas specials this weekend, the 20th and the 21st, I think.
If we were to see some surprises, I think it would be some geographically relevant talent, so to speak. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me to see Will Ospreay come out and cut a promo or something like that. Just the hello, mates, sup, bruv, stuff like that.
I think
that
would
be a nice surprise.
I think we're seeing MJF on this show. They're doing the Dynamite Diamond Ring. He's always involved in that in some way. There's also the contract signing with the title shot. He still has his cash in where he has to give a week's notice. Yep. Maybe he wants to get involved there. I think they're setting up for the MJF return here.
I hope so, because I've got a great interview with him that I'm ready to drop, and I can't do it until he's back. I promised. So I would expect that one as well. Did you see Blake's recent tweets? Bad words. I mean, listen, if anybody's going to be able to pivot, it's her. She'll make the best of it. She'll be a 2-time NXT North American champion very soon. Oh,
one tweet was not the first time I've been screwed. That's the one that
that was a good one.
Night.
Then she said, "Change your fuck ass header." Pardon my French. I try to not curse at all on the show, but here we go. Going to SmackDown Friday. Will it air the same day? There's some confusion around this. Initially on Monday, they seemed to think that was going to be the December 26th episode, but they would reference like last week and stuff like that. I think it will depend on, I think we'll probably know ahead of the show when it will air, which will air. But listen, come on, considering some of these SmackDown outputs, you could just mix and match, honestly.
Yeah, the spoilers for this past Monday for what's supposed to air next week, this looks like the most skippable show I've ever seen. But like, this is our last 2-hour show. Yeah, we're checking out here.
Yeah, I think next week, guys, by the way, because obviously I don't expect people to roll up for Christmas Eve, I'll probably do like a Tuesday show in this time slot, and it'll be like our Christmas Humpin' edition. Because, like, listen, we got Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve back-to-back Wednesdays. And, yeah. I see somebody saying, don't miss Jimmy at all. Well, I mean, I don't think Jimmy's coming back. So I thought he was. Like, here's the reality. Jimmy wanted to take a break. I wanted Jimmy to take a break. And then I had a lot of great guest hosts. And I hit up Jimmy, and I was like, hey, how long you want me to book these for? And he's like, through the end of the year. So I hit him up today, and I was like, you coming back? And he's like, I don't know. Is there interest? Anybody asking for me? I was like, not really, Chief.
Oh, poor Jimmy. I feel bad that nobody's asking for Jimmy. Get a We Want Jimmy chant going, everybody. We got to get Jimmy back on the show.
Josh said, what a great week for wrestling. Jimmy had enough of our shit. It was Jimmy tweeting stupid shit is what it like Jimmy tweeting contextless shit that he shouldn't have and needing to come on here to clarify. This is why I don't listen, what Jimmy tweets and what I tweet to get heat are way different things, first off. But I don't know. They're not that different. Like, I can't tweet about somebody's username changes without people flipping out and acting like I'm disrespecting an entire continent. But either way, I got something in store. I had a popular former host that seems to be, or that I'm reaching out to, rather. Let me see if they message me back.
Trying to think who, Showdown Joe?
No, I wish.
Oh.
Showdown Joe posted this video of him when he was like 16.
Yeah.
Doing like some sort of like, I wouldn't call it breakdancing. I got to send you this, Jeremy. I got to send you this immediately. Like, I thought it was AI at first. OGs of Fightful will remember Showdown Joe. I loved Showdown Joe Ferraro. We had, I think at the time, the best MMA show going, but I did not know what to make of this. Like, I thought it was completely AI, and considering his use of AI lately, I was like, maybe, but he claimed that it wasn't. Let me send you this.
Okay.
I want your live reaction to whatever this is.
Oh, you put it in private chat. All right. Let me look at this here. I love Showdown Joe. He's
fantastic.
Great. Yeah.
Great guy.
Oh my gosh.
So much.
Oh, he's got a Yankees jersey, Yankees hat. I feel like he's throwing up gang signs, you bish.
It feels like gang signs.
Yeah. He's moving, though. I got to give him some credit. Like, this is 1989. He was 16.
But, like, it's the video quality that makes me go, is that right?
Yeah, that's true. And he put, like, a filter on it?
Oh, no. He does say, thanks to AI, I was able to create and recreate the yearbook picture. Okay.
Right.
So, it was a yearbook picture that he brought to life. Okay, I should have expanded the thing.
So it's not actually him dancing then?
Yeah.
Because it's just a photo, and then he probably put in the prompt, like, break dance, and so...
Make me throw gang signs. I love Joe.
Yeah, his fingers do look messed up when he's throwing up like that, and then like
it was the clarity, and like I can tell when I'm watching something that's filmed on film versus what's being made to look like film. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not that hard if you watch movies in the 90s, but bring Jimmy back as a one-off for a retirement match. Jimmy will be back on the show. Like, honestly, I thought this week would have been a really good week to have Jimmy on because I don't want him talking about anything remotely political because he has no, like, people think because Jimmy has money that one, he's like stealing all of Fightful's money and nobody's getting paid. And I'm like, guys, he don't make anything off Fightful. I don't know what to tell you. And two, that he's a Trumper, of which he's not, just because he's an old dude. I don't know. Either way, whatever. Enough talk about that. People love to get upset over everything. Meanwhile, people act like I try to get upset about everything.
I feel like you're getting upset right now.
I am. Okay. Speaking of, let's talk about it. Sean, your tweet replying to that guy that called Mick Foley, of all people, soft, had me in tears. Seriously, though, I don't get the hate towards Foley standing up for how he believes about WWE. So Mick Foley straight up said that he could not, in good conscience, continue to work with WWE with their ties to the Trump administration after Donald Trump posted some, quite frankly, disgusting posts about Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner had been very critical of Trump politically. And listen, guys, if you want people to die, I don't want you as a viewer. That's it. I just don't want you as a viewer. I don't want Donald Trump to die. I didn't want Charlie Kirk to die. I didn't want Rob Reiner to die. I would love resolve that doesn't include death. Do I feel like sometimes people got to catch an ass whooping? Sure, I do. But I don't think anybody needs to die ever. And Rob Reiner said as much on Piers Morgan. Now, Donald Trump said some really horrible things, and just the weird workarounds I have seen people say. He's not celebrating it. Come on. What are you talking about here? Like, come on. If you're going to treat somebody stupid, like they're stupid, treat somebody else like they're stupid. And Mick Foley said that he was disgusted by it and no longer wanted to deal with WWE. And the number of people that you would stick to wrestling. All right, then what are you supposed to stick to, asshole? What is your specialty of which you are supposed to stick to? I hear that all the time as well. Stick to wrestling. Who are you to tell anybody to stick to anything? Like, meanwhile, when somebody else goes out and says some absolutely horrible things, you'll be the first to say, free speech. Listen, you want the convenience of not hearing anything that might challenge what you believe. You can block them. You can mute them. You can sound off yourself. Mick Foley doesn't want to deal with WWE. But one thing you could never accuse Mick Foley of being is soft. Is he an empathetic human being? Yes, he is. The guy who got thrown off a Hell in a Cell, set on fire, had his ear ripped off, tooth through his nose. I don't think you can accuse him of being soft. Jeremy, any thoughts on this?
Good on Mick Foley was my first thought when I saw it. Like, this is not a company he wants to be associated with because they associate hard with Donald Trump. Triple H is at the White House every week. Linda's in office. I understand where he's coming from. I respect that he took this stance. I also don't begrudge anyone who can't take this stance because they are not in a position that Mick Foley is in. You know, other legends might not feel they can do this because, hey, I need that money coming in. Foley's he can do plenty on the convention circuit. Obviously, people like to get mad at the people who work there. It's like, why doesn't this person say? It's like, they have a job. They want to protect their job. I do not begrudge any of those people. It is nice that Mick Foley felt he can take this stance. It is very nice that he wanted to take this stance because people, even if they are in a position to do it, may not do it just because let's not burn any bridges. Foley's been outspoken about this stuff. This is not the first time he's mentioned WWE and Trump and how he does not like that relationship. And he decided to take the extra step of, all right, I'm not going to associate with them. So good on Mick Foley with all this. That's my overall thought on it.
Thank you, DoCab, for the donation. I don't think it's that Triple H, but a Triple H says, "Happy Christmas to you guys. Have WWE dropped the ball with Jordan Grace? She's a star, and I think she is not being pushed correctly." Speedball versus Kevin Knight. That was like, first off, Speedball, Kevin Knight humped, and but Speedball and freaking Kyle Fletcher. My God, what an insane match that was. Just unreal type of match. With Jordan Grace, there's still plenty of time. I am a little bit surprised they haven't went further on her sooner, because when we reported her deal, it was reported she's on a main roster level contract, which means above the main roster minimum. Are you surprised by this, Jeremy?
I thought she'd be women's champion by now, some type of champion by now. She should be on the main roster, right? Like, look what they're doing on SmackDown. I know you and Mia Yim have a long time standing beef.
Friendship. We're good friends. What are you talking about?
I love Mia Yim. I love Michin. I can only see her lose in title matches so often. Like, you got to give her some victories. You got to give her some credibility before you just beat her again. Instead, it's Michin gets beat because she's the only person available this month. And BFAB is coming in that position as well. Like, they need some talent, some women's talent on that SmackDown side. So the fact that they haven't called up someone like Jordan Grace to add some depth to that division is very surprising to me.
Broly says, are Mariah May and Mercedes the wrestlers that get the most hate for leaving their previous company? It's insane, the hate that they get. A lot of people that just leave whatever company, and it is very funny because I will see people respond to each one of them, and like, say Mercedes is getting hate on. You'll see AEW fans that go, oh, WWE fan just can't get over when somebody leaves. Then when Blake Monroe gets hated on, you'll see WWE fans say, oh, these AEW fans just hate everybody that leaves. And I'm like, maybe there's just a bunch of weirdly tribalistic wrestling fans that need to get a life and all that. Like, listen, I don't know what else there was for Mariah May to do in AEW. She could have done tag team stuff and eventually had another run. But guess what? She's going to be in her early 30s when her WWE deal is done. She can go right back if she wants. But it's just annoying to see. I'm just like, you would never say these things out loud in front of people because people would look at you and go, ugh. It's weird, Jeremy.
Anybody hating on these people for making a decision that truthfully does not involve them and does not concern them, does not have any actual effect on their life. It is, you are watching a wrestling television show. Okay, you want your maybe favorites or maybe someone you don't like to stay at the company that you do like. At the end of the day, it does not actually affect your day-to-day life. Mariah May, Blake Monroe going from AEW to NXT has no bearing on what you do day to day. So why does it matter to you? You can want better for her in NXT. You can want better for Mercedes in AEW. Fine. But to be mad that this was the decision they made is just very weird to me. Strange behavior.
Well, I want better for all of you, and that's why I'm telling you to go to nordvpn.com/Fightful. Get that holiday deal, big savings, and 4 months extra, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can try the thing that I tell you about every single day, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So here's what you do. Go to nordvpn.com/Fightful, scroll down, and there's this great tab that says Choose Your Plan. It'll show you right off the top. It works on all operating systems and devices, but they've got the basic, plus, complete, and prime tiers for you to choose from. These go from $2.88 a month all the way up to the very expensive $6.64 a month. Save on your subscriptions, save on flights, save on hotels, save on all kinds of stuff by changing your virtual location. And again, that 30-day money back guarantee. The VPN element is on the very bottom tier, where you change your virtual location and you access content all over the place. Then they've got things like malware and ad blockers. They've got scam call protection. They've got cloud storage, password manager. They also have identity protection against cyber crimes. Listen, we have a friend that I accidentally revealed some information about them on your show, Jeremy, if you remember. We won't say.
Yes.
And
one of the greatest clips of all time.
That doesn't exist anymore. Would have been able to
exist on my wife's phone.
Your wife sends it to me all the time. Yeah. But I think she had her credit card breached like 3 different times. NordVPN.com/Fightful would have protected her. Get this for yourself or a special someone in your life. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Josh says, these MFs spitting. Royal Rumble season's around the corner. Everyone has locks for the men's Rumble. Curious, though, who do you have for the women's Rumble? I'm thinking Liv, but Raquel could dug out. Oh, Violent Night. So, man, there's a lot to approach here. First off, Wrestle votes on Fightful Select on a free post. Yes, we do have a free tier. Revealed at 2 p.m. Eastern for the Royal Rumble time. I think that in itself is going to help prevent some of the spoilers from coming out, quite frankly. But I think Liv Morgan should win the Royal Rumble. I think it's the right time. Who is a pick for you?
I like Liv Morgan winning. I'm trying to think of who the champions are going to be, because then if you can narrow down who the champions will be going into WrestleMania, it's a little bit easier to decide on a winner for the Rumble. And I feel like the champions, if she's back, one will be Bianca, and on the women's side for Raw, the champion could be Rhea. And so if it is Rhea, Liv and Rhea does make a lot of sense for WrestleMania. I could also see Jade winning the Rumble, and you do Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania, because I think that, assuming Bianca's back, hopefully Bianca is back by this point. I would hate for her to miss an entire year over a finger injury. She beats Jade, and then Jade in her rematch at WrestleMania after Jade wins the Rumble.
Josh, I want to thank you so much. You always send a really nice super chat. Violent Night is a very good one. And our dude MJF in Violent Night too. And it's got to be a big role because he missed quite a bit of time for that one. I'm excited. Do you think he could get Santa to run in and help him win the Dynamite Diamond Ring?
Well, Santa only works one day a year, so no, because Santa's not working on December 17th.
Really the Rock of holiday.
Okay, let me tell you my idea for the men's Rumble here, Sean. All right. So Roman wins the title at some point between now and the Rumble. We'll put it on him on the first SmackDown of the year, the 3-hour SmackDown. Cody wins the Rumble, because we've never done this before. Cody winning the Rumble, Roman being the champion, right? 31. We've never done 31. People love the idea of a 31 coming out. Who is it? It's The Rock. The Rock comes out at 31. He eliminates Cody. And we get WWE Roman
unreal ass
and The Rock. Roman and The Rock for WrestleMania.
Fucking go to hell, Jeremy. You just have to do it all the time, right? You know what's interesting? It's not that interesting. It's actually hilarious. Had they simply put the title on Cody during the first Roman and Cody match, like they should have, they could have done Rock and Roman the next year unimpeded.
Yeah.
They should. It wasn't his time. He needed to wait. It made it better. No, it didn't. It just made you say Cody better win, or else creative is shot the second time. Think about how bad that creative was. They had Cody teaming up with Jey Uso. At least we got that post-show presser. Like the creative was so uninspired. So uninspired after that. I don't know.
If creative would have been better if Cody had won at 39, based on what they did after he won at 40, honestly.
New Lack City says, wanted to send you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope to see some of the Fightful crew at Collision at Hammerstein on Sunday. I believe Cresta is going and Zarian is going, and Rich as well. They are scheduled to go. We have Bradley McCoy saying, wanted to say thank you to Mick Foley for standing up for what he feels is right. I've been uncomfortable with how close Triple H has become to Trump. I've stopped watching months ago. WWE doesn't care about my voice. Maybe this can get their attention. I mean, I've had tons of people that say, why do you cover that company? I'm like, listen, man, there's a whole lot of stuff about any sports or entertainment field that like a lot of the people covering it don't like, but they still have to do their jobs. Like my thing is like, I'm not going to sacrifice the jobs of 40 people over that. But what we'll do is cover the stuff that they do. So like when I said WWE coddled RFK this week and had him at their show, there you go. Linda McMahon was at their show. One of the biggest fucking idiots in our government, Linda McMahon, still being coddled there. I don't like it. I do not like it. I would not have liked it if they had Trump, considering just the despicable things that he did. Listen, if they had George Bush there, I'd be like, all right, it's Bush. He did some stupid stuff, but like we're not talking about like outright racism here that we're just insane, man.
Bill Clinton used to go to a lot of WWE shows.
Yeah, I'm not keen on him either. Bianca is ready. That's the move, says Dave Cost. Manifesting Becky Stephanie, because Becky has proven she can make anyone that dynamic, and it's what Stephanie needs. I think she does need it because all the resources allocated to the tag team division has certainly eroded the top title program to where you have Mother slaying in order to get her title shots. Slaying everything but some pinfalls.
Why do you hate Nikki Bella? Why
I don't
are
hate
you
Nikki
against
Bella. I will crack you in the fucking jaw. I swear to God. You get people on this. I swear to God, I will physically assault you.
Why do you want Nikki Bella to win matches?
You are going to have the experience that everybody on Twitter claims that they have with me. I'm going to be in your DMs. Let's fight. I am tired of them booking people to not win matches and get title. Because what are the point of all the titles? It's so stupid, man. So yeah, I definitely think
it's very dumb. I'm in agreement with you of Nikki Bella getting a title shot off of a turn is like, just have her win a couple matches.
Yeah.
This is my issue with the Maxine and Ivy match this past week. It's like, well, the crowd was dead. Yeah. Because Ivy Niles never on television and she doesn't win any matches. And then it's like, hey, she gets a title match. It's like, nobody cares because Ivy Niles hasn't done anything to make people care.
Well, they haven't done anything to make them care.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not Ivy Niles.
Or make them care. By the way, Doc, yes. Kate sent me your chat, so I'll make sure to get to that. Dave Cost says, fixing SmackDown, move Bayley, Lyra over as singles for mid-card main title stories, bring up Jordan and Soul. It's a wasteland for Jade. They need some workers on SmackDown. I would send a couple women over, and I would send a workhorse tag team over to Raw because they've got, quite frankly, a lot of them on SmackDown right now. But though I think that is a good idea. More importantly than anything, give people some damn wins. And let them win their way to things. Because if Becky gets a world title shot, they'll probably have her lose her way to that too. She loses the IC title, can't beat Maxine. But
I mean, Tiffany's going to come back and they're going to run back Jade and Tiffany and say, well, Tiffany just lost as well.
Yeah.
Broly says Kendall Gray on SmackDown.
She's great. I would just go ahead and put her up there. I don't care. Give her a manager if you're afraid of like her charisma or whatever that might be. Broly says, everyone talking about wrestlers are getting called up, but what about calling up producers to main rosters? The main roster producers are boring and repetitive. That has happened here and there. Like you'll see that occasionally, but I mean, you're asking someone to move from Orlando to traveling nonstop. It is a lot easier to tell someone in their later years, your full-time job is going to be coaching at the PC, as opposed to, by the way, you got to catch a flight every Sunday and Tuesday. Enjoy. And some Thursdays and Saturdays as well. Like, I don't think that's as realistic. But I'll tell you what is realistic, Jeremy. Making a lot of money by betting against the Bengals on my bookie AG, because that's what I've done now. Week after week after week, I win money betting against the Bengals. And I actually picked the one game that they were going to win. I am picking them to win this weekend at my bookie AG. Right now, you can score a 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Go to the link in our description below and place those bets. Plus, it's bowl season. You get up to a $500 bet back bonus. They've got 150% casino bonuses. That's right. They have casino games as well, table games, slot games. You can even bet with Bitcoin. You can also bet on this past week's big John Cena match, which we'll tell you about momentarily. But we only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. They are the best in the business. They've got the best support system. But head over there. Everything from floorball to football, horse racing, everything. But this weekend, Jeremy, they had Gunther as the favorite to beat John Cena. Now, there were a couple of betting tips that I provided our audience. A ref bump and another performer entering the ring were both favored by MyBookie AG. And on FightfulSelect.com, yeah, boy said hammer both of those on no. They are not going to have a ref bump or interference in John Cena's final match. They didn't. This still, a number of days later, is the most talked about thing, the most super chatted thing, as our good friend Andrea says, best in the business. Love y'all. Well, we love you too, Andrea.
Thanks, Andrea.
She's did some work for us years and years ago at the original All In. But Dave Koss says, did you see my DM about a missed super chat about Gunther? Would love you to read it here. Dave, well, I mean, you just say what it is in the chat, and I will read it. But yes, I blame Luis as well. But fair. We had a super chat earlier that was meant to have a message with it. Kate sent it along and said, do you think that Sting's retirement changed people's expectations about going out with a loss? Jeremy, I do, but I want to hear what you think.
I definitely do, because the old adage was, oh, go out on your back and put somebody over on the way out. And then Tony Khan was like, you don't have to do that. We can just do a cool retirement run where you win a bunch of matches, and then at the end, you win that as well, and then you get a big celebration afterwards, and everyone goes home happy. And before that, I'm sure it was thought of. Ric Flair won his last match. People don't remember it, but Ric Flair did win his last match. But before that, it was always like, oh, well, you got to lose your last match. So yeah, I do think that it changed. And I think like when you announce a retirement match beforehand, that changes it as well. Because you know they're retiring. Here, this is not a Shawn Michaels Ric Flair story where Ric Flair was like, I will retire when and if I lose. And then Shawn Michaels beat him, so he has to retire. Shawn putting his career on the line against the streak. Okay, I will retire if I lose this match. This was, I'm going to retire on this date, win or lose, I'm done. Sting did the same thing, and that's why I think people are like, well, okay, just give us the happy ending here.
You know what's interesting about Ric Flair's retirement? I always look for 7-decade wrestlers, because there's very few of them. If Ric Flair had stuck to his retirement, he would have only been a 4-decade wrestler. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like, he just wrestled from the beginning of the 70s to the end of the 2000s, and it felt like he wrestled for all those decades. Now, eventually, he made it to 6. Hope he doesn't do 7. That's dangerous. Here's the difference with Sting's, and I was explained this. Sting wanted to lose, but he was also told, well, you are putting over somebody. This is to put over Darby Allin. And now it will have been to put over his son, Stephen Borden, who has now become a wrestler. We have a story up on FightfulSelect.com. Please subscribe about him, including we got a response from Tony Khan about his reaction to Stephen Borden. But the Young Bucks were not going to gain anything by winning that match, but Darby Allin sure did. Darby Allin gained a bat. He gained a submission hold. He gained another setup move. Like, he gained from that retirement run. With Gunther, you know, I'll respond to New Lack City here. He says, I don't care what anyone says as a fan. I hated the Cena finish. I'm sick of that's how the business is excuse by the talking heads. Even if you have Cena lose, having him tap like that was a flaccid, tepid end to his career. I wish he'd won. I am in a position, Jeremy, to where I love the decision. When I see people calling for Triple H's head, I'm like, over this? This is the one? There's literally things on this show. Obafemi and Cody Rhodes. I was like, that's the one for me. The Austin Theory cashing in on the U.S. title. That was one for me. But this wasn't. I understand why people are passionate and wanted John Cena to win. I'm not going to ever be like, your opinion is wrong. that's completely understandable for wanting John Cena to win. But I felt like my feelings about Gunther were reinforced on Monday when he got that reaction, because you could do a legend retirement storyline even if he lost, because Gunther could have felt inadequate and say, well, now I'm going to make the point to do it. But you couldn't have gotten that reaction if he lost. And I think that's important.
Do you think them booing Triple H, though, is not only the decision to have Cena lose and everybody wanted to go home happy and yay, our hero won, but it's also like the entire 2025 and the expectations that were kind of set for the Cena retirement, and what we ended up getting was what we ended up getting. The pivots along the way. Please enjoy what we did. Let's not focus on, what could have been. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just let's talk about what actually did happen. I feel like a good portion of the boos were just like, we just wanted to be happy in this moment. And instead you gave us that tap, and it culminates with this after this entire year, which was not exactly what we wanted either.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't agree with was like just the general reaction to Triple H specifically. I was like, of all things, like, sure, if you want to say it's a culmination, I'm okay with that. But that decision wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, damn, man. It was all the other stuff. It was the general laziness of the booking. And yeah. Jake says, after Cena's match, what would you like to see for Tanahashi's final match with Okada and how it ends? Do you think it will be just as big of a party? Not the same, because it's Japan. And Tanahashi's still going to be around. He's the president of the company. He's just not going to wrestle. And New Japan does take their retirements seriously. I don't think there's any way that AEW lends Okada with a loss there.
Really? Okay.
I don't. Do you think Tanahashi's going to win?
I think it's very possible. I mean, Okada, sure, he loses and he's maybe going to be the Continental Champion. I don't know if he's going to win this tournament. So if he doesn't win the tournament, he won't be. He'll still be the International Champion because titles split and all that stuff. I think because it's Tanahashi and because they do have the relationship with New Japan, and obviously Tony Khan values that relationship, I don't think he's going to be super mad of like, oh, Okada can't take this loss to maybe certainly one of like the greatest New Japan wrestlers of all times. I do think, as far as like how's it going to be, there's 7 matches on this show. Usually there's 13 matches for Wrestle Kingdom. There's a lot of multi-man matches. They moved the tag team title match to New Year Dash. I think you're getting a big Tanahashi ceremony after the match. I don't think they're going to do a Wrestle Kingdom Classic 40-minute match or anything. I think they'll probably go 20 to 30, and then you'll get basically the entire presentation that Liger got at New Year's Dash the following night. You're going to get that as basically the main event of this show.
Dave Koss says, is one of those rare special wrestling decisions, no matter how you feel, you are validated in that feeling as long as you feel. We did read a super chat about this, but yeah, it's years ago when the Goldberg-Lesnar squash happened, I hated it at the time. Now I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was a good decision. Sure, why not? I didn't have a problem with it. This is a decision where I look at however somebody reacts and I go, yeah, I get it. I do think that some of the reasons that people jump to is saying, no, this absolutely should or should not have happened. They're not universal. It's all in the eye of the beholder there. It is one of the most ultimate examples of subjective entertainment. Now, I don't see anybody coming to me and saying, oh, well, you're in WWE's pocket because you feel this way about this finish, because there are so many conflicting feelings about it. But over so many other subjective opinions, people claim that. So I just think this is one of the most unique instances I've ever covered. Dave Koss says, I'm surprised how many have missed the point of Cena's smile. Now, this I was saving for New Lac Cities. He says he was at peace. He had given everything both inside the match and his career was over. He was punching out his time card, if you will. Dave, I agree. Jeremy, I had an agent in the business say, why didn't he tap out with more fervor? And I go, why? First off, he's not at risk of having his knee torn to shreds, his ankle broken, anything like that. It's a chokehold. He's been in them before. Fervor is for when you're trying to live to fight another day. He had no more days to fight for, Jeremy. He was done. He wrapped up.
Yeah, his body gave out because he talked about it the entire time of like, I only have so many days left. I can only take so much more punishment. And this was the end, even after he hit the last AA and he couldn't, put him down on that. I didn't hate the finish. I didn't hate that Gunther won. My issue, and this is a pre-issue, is, okay, you got to follow this up and you got to make Gunther the guy in 2026. And they don't have the greatest track record of doing that over the past few years when they have top moments, when they have big moments like this. And I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they're like, we're going to put this title on Gunther. We are going to have him end AJ Styles' career. We are going to have him end maybe Orton's career if Orton goes out this year, next year, whenever it might be. Like, if you do all of that, then cool. I'm fine with this Gunther victory. But you got to prove you can do that first.
Vin says, Gunther said on TMZ that Brock taking the streak was the right business decision because Brock is still active 10 years plus more. Thoughts? Was Vince right? No, I don't think Brock was the right person to take it because Brock was never around that much. Brock was always a part-timer. I hated the era of Brock Lesnar as champion because he was never there. And they had to sit there and try to pretend like the U.S. title meant something more than it actually did. And it didn't. Also, the match stunk. It was a terrible match. It just wasn't good. Brock Lesnar has wrestled, I'm looking here, 74 matches in 12 years since then.
Bless. It's good work if you can get it.
Sure. And like half of them are against Roman Reigns. Yeah. But like, I still don't think so. I think it could have been somebody else. Obviously, in hindsight, CM Punk was not the right decision either because he wrapped up. I don't know who it would have been, but Brock was already made. He had already been a UFC champion. Gunther still, had been a world champion, but this sets him to a different level and gives him something to do that isn't the world championship for a while. Brock became the universal champion for, years, or like a year plus after that. It took a couple years, but like he was already there.
You can argue the Brock thing in sure. that, and this is a kind of a roundabout, but Brock beat Taker, time off, beat Cena, got the title. Was Seth Rollins made out of that? Now, I don't think Seth Rollins was made by Brock until years down the line. It definitely wasn't that year because the following year was Rollins cashing in. You could have made Roman at 31, but they didn't go with Roman there. They went with the heist of the century instead. So I think Seth got made years down the line, but I don't think the streak really played too much into it. But certainly in the aftermath of the streak, it was, we put the title on Brock. He ran through everybody. He only lost the title because Seth cashed in and pinned Roman. And then when they did do Brock and Seth, it was a no contest thing. And then it was back to the Undertaker feud.
Yeah. We've got Miss Kate Fabe saying, longtime fan, first time chatter, with Cena retired, will Jeremy be caught wearing the next man's sweater? Is Kenny washed? So I didn't promote this the night of, and I wish I would have. I said that I would take the super chats from that night and then match them. And what we would do is buy sweaters and get them to a shelter. Now, after I said that, one of our sponsors hit me up and they said, well, we will also match that. So we got enough super chats to buy 25 sweaters. I matched that, and then they matched that. So we are donating 75 sweaters. We're going to find a nice shelter, probably here in my local area, to donate those to. So we have therefore supported the next man's sweater, Jeremy, whether you like it or not.
I'm glad to be part of a company that does stuff like this. And even though I personally, much like John Cena, will never be caught in the next man sweater, I do like that other people can have the next man sweater.
Now that Cena's retired, I hope WWE puts jorts in the rafters. Oh, we did for when Josh Harrelson left Kentucky when he got drafted. His nickname was Jorts. We put his jorts at half mast on a flagpole. What a success story.
They should do that at like the PC or something, right? Because isn't at Dailies, don't they have the banners hanging for something there? Like, I'm pretty sure AEW does it in one of the venues. I feel like it's Dailies.
I want the Raptors to hang one for like eliminated in the final 2 weeks of the NBA Cup.
Well, the NBA Cup doesn't matter. Even the Knicks aren't hanging a banner for winning the NBA Cup. They're like, yeah, this is dumb.
They're gonna hang Josh Hart's thumb up there.
They got to pull it out of Jalen Brunson first.
Vin says Ric Flair lost his retirement match. That was seen. We sometimes need to step out of the hardcore bubble. Yeah, and then he wrestled every year for the next 3 or 4 years. But he won
his retirement match.
That wasn't his okay, it was his last
match.
But the WWE version of which was a perfect send-off.
But I will say again, the story in that was I will retire if I lose. And so he lost, and so he had to retire. Same thing with Shawn Michaels. I will put my career on the line against the streak, and if I lose, then I have to retire because I lost this match. It's different than a guy saying, no matter what, win or lose, I'm done on this date. I don't think the Gunther decision was wrong, mind you. I just think it's two different stories. And so that's why I think you can win in that scenario because we know you're retiring no matter what. So what's wrong with winning that last match?
Just put something in our Slack chat that is very useful for tonight's coverage, Jeremy.
Oh, I already have that.
Because let me tell you, never mind. Dave Cost says, finally, I'm a huge Gunther fan. Question for you guys. Do you think how the individual fan feels about Gunther, the performer, affects how they feel about the decision, or does it not matter? I mean, there are a lot of people trying to convince me or trying to convince everybody that Gunther is boring. And I was like, I don't get it. What? Because he doesn't have a bunch of colors on his gear because he's not out there with a big catchphrase or something like that. I think Gunther exudes champion. I think he is one of the most believable guys out there. I think how people feel about John Cena is why people are so upset about the decision. But then again, I can't even say I'm a wrestling purist. I'm pretty open-minded about everything. Obviously, I prefer a pure wrestler, but like, I think Gunther is a great sports entertainer, Jeremy.
Yeah, sports entertainment is such a... I understand the term, but I think people equate it too much to like, can you cut a 20-minute promo? And no, Gunther can't do that or hasn't had the opportunity to potentially do that. But who cares?
He didn't need to do it Monday.
Yeah,
he just kept running back and forth to the ring.
That promo on Monday was pure sports entertainment, and it ruled. Like, he was great.
All the way to the back in front of a bunch of people. I thought that was as sports entertainment as it gets out there.
Yeah. So it's all the same to me. Pro wrestling, sports entertainment. It's the same stuff under one banner.
So, guys, I am going to nail down next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do like a bit of a holiday humpathon, and I'll invite, the rest of the team on and all that stuff. So make sure you guys come there and send super chats, send humper chats. We're not doing them as for the bonus this year because our good friends at Aura Frames took care of the bonuses this year. It made me very happy. But Nico LaFleur says, like the decision for Gunther to beat Cena. For the prices that these people paid to be there and brought their kids to see Cena's last match and for him to tap, I get the reaction, but the heel in me enjoyed the reaction. Just the booker in me liked the reaction. I'll never book wrestling, but I looked at it and I go, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar. How long's Sheamus got? How long do any of they already got Damian Priest on a shortened schedule. I understand that Gunther is 38 years old. As of now, Jeremy, he is the youngest person on the roster that's held a men's world championship. There is nothing he can do at 38 that he will not be able to do at 48. With Brock Lesnar, there's some things that he was going to lose over the years, quite frankly. Like he's not as agile as he used to be. He's still a freak athlete, obviously. But Gunther sending people off for a while, and naturally you're going to get into a Randy Orton storyline there, like the Legend Killer and Legend Killer. I just really like that decision.
Well, if you were the booker, they would have booed you when you came out to.
Not me.
John
Everybody
Cena
loves
off.
me. Everybody loves me. They love the business decisions that I make. They like the way that I treat people that mistreat me on social media. I just saw a large woman at a festival, do a poison rana to a man, of which.
Good for her.
She was on his shoulders. He couldn't hold her.
Oh. Like that's happened a few times.
Oh, man. NXT Millions from now, theme TKO or Sean chose. I think you meant like the theme song for NXT. Shawn Michaels is not going to make that decision. It'll be a higher up decision, so to speak, but he's not making that specific decision about the theme song.
They're using 2 Chainz right now, right?
I
2
think
Chainz,
so.
Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz.
I actually loved the Wale theme they used. That was a good one, especially considering it had the little sample from Make 'Em Say, which is something that you do when you hump for an hour straight. Fitzgerald says, don't mind Gunther winning, but build towards that instead of having a tournament, have some face-off promos before their last match. Ill-advised build, Jeremy. I don't mind him having a tournament. I love that. But yes, maybe book Cena to appear.
No, I'm with you. The tournament, fine, okay, but having no one-on-one FaceTime between Gunther and Cena before the last match was Cena's the promo guy. You got to put him out there with Gunther and a promo and see how Gunther handles himself out of that. Because we've seen in the past, you put people in front of Cena who can't handle themselves, and they don't fare too well moving forward.
And Dave Koss wraps us up and says, Gunther isn't going to lose for a long, long time. AJ, Brock, Jericho. Truth. I agree. Truth. Listen, I've been saying, Jeremy, see if Honky Tonk Man can take a chop. Bam, into dust. Although I talked to Gunther about that a while back, and he's like, I have no interest in harming that man. He knew what the outcome would be. The Headbangers said they're retiring. 2-on-1. Both of them jump off the top rope. Chop, chop. Get him out of there. Do that on Raw. Make it fun. Do the reverse Heath Slater, where if you find a legend that's like, listen, I don't have a run in me, but I've got one Gunther match left in me. I can do that. I can go out there and do it and give you something fresh, different for Raw, and it will be people's last moment in the sun. And then on some of them, he says, no, you don't get your last moment in the sun. I'm going to beat your ass afterwards too. Your last moment in the sun can be pissing your pants in the ring after you're unconscious.
I know he's going to lose the R-Truth by roll-up in 2 weeks. And then...
Oh, what? What? Oh, no.
It's going to undo all of this.
Now he's real mad.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of that.
Have Tucker come out of retirement after Otis went off on him. And then he gets re-retired. Yes. Culminated with Randy, world full of tweeners. Gunther is the big bad. I love him. I got to be honest. I get Vader, Yokozuna vibes out of him. And that's what I like. The music, everything. I just loved it. Somebody says he looked at Sean at an interview like this. Because I straight up told him, I don't like Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man sucked. As a person, I don't know. Wrestler, he sucked. Character, it sucked. IC title reign, it sucked. And I told him straight up. I was like, I want Honky Tonk Man to show up and fight you. And Gunther was like, I don't wish that upon him whatsoever. No, I don't want that. I have no interest in that one. He did not like it. But Jeremy, we're done humping. Tell the people where they can find you.
Every weekday, 10 a.m. Eastern, FightfulOverbooked.com. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, myself and Joel Pearl. Tuesday, Thursday, myself and SP3. We allegedly talk wrestling. Yeah. Today we talked about our favorite South Park episodes. A lot of times with myself and SP3, it's a lot of basketball talk. So if you come for the wrestling, stay for the other nonsense, or stay for the other nonsense, or whatever. Just watch us. You know, we
Trapped
appreciate
in the Closet.
all the support.
Probably
That's
my
a good
favorite.
one. That's a good one. Yeah.
That is Douche and Turd.
Yeah.
That was an iconic one.
Vote or Die. Yeah.
Vote or Die was very good, featuring former Fightful follower. We won't go there.
Yeah.
I blocked him. I blocked P. Diddy on Twitter.
That's good.
Had to force that unfollow. I had people saying like, "What's up with this man?" And I'm like, "He's a wrestling guy. I never talked to him. The U2 Turd episode was an all-timer for me.
Yeah.
Simpsons did it.
It's all good. We listed a lot of ours. We listed the Tally episode, first Tally appearance. What else? The Imagination Land trilogy, the Coon trilogy, a lot of the trilogies. South Park does trilogies very well.
I can't hear Matt Coon's name without thinking of that episode.
Mint Berry Crunch is my favorite Coon character.
I love that at some point they said, here's what we're going to do. Since we turn these episodes over week to week, we're just going to go based on everything current. And I respect that they did that. But guys, I am back tonight on the AEW post show. Please subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. Every single day, you get a Select Answers article. Every single day, you get exclusive news. Every single week, you get WrestleVotes Radio breaking news, WrestleVotes live Q&A. Every week, you get my Q&A. Every other week, you get a Grapsody Q&A. But we've announced a bunch of new shows in addition to WrestleVotes. Jeremy, with a show that we have not determined anything about, will be doing a monthly show. I'm doing a monthly show that could turn into a bi-weekly show. And I'm going to maybe do a preview this week or next week. It's called SRS 10. I know that I talk a lot more on my post shows about the booking, the direction, and scoops. What we're going to do is we'll have the video on the screen, and it'll be matches that I specifically rated 10 out of 10, and we will rewatch them. And I don't do public match ratings. I will proclaim when something is a 10 out of 10 on my scale because people are too weird when they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to people that were involved in the match. I'm going to reach out to people who have familiarity of the booking of the match, and I'm going to give you guys exclusive stories, and we will watch them live together. The times will vary, but I wanted to do some more stuff like that. And also, I am bringing an exclusive predictions, preview, and betting tips show to Fightful Select. I will be hosting it. I haven't hosted those prediction shows in years, and I wanted to bring you guys some more content. So I heard you guys. You said, man, Miss Kate Fabe has been off Sour Graps for a while. I had honest to God exit surveys that said Miss Kayfabe's little lungs kept us away from Fightful Select. So I'm running a nebulizer to Kate to get her back as soon as possible. I'm doing everything that I can. We got her with an oxygen tank. We got her doing wind sprints. She says, I can't breathe. I'm sorry. We got her doing all that. We're going to hire an attendant to literally do CPR to make sure she can breathe. But I was like, you know what? Let's add some non-Alex shows to Fightful Select. So 2 a week from WrestleVotes, at least 2 or 3 a month from me, and then 1 a month from Jeremy as well.
I think my show should be send me all of your ideas of booking potential ideas, and I'll just come up with the wackiest scenario that I can.
I don't care what your show is about. I don't give a shit. You can promote it 5 days a week on In the Weeds. I don't care. It can be anything you want. Trying to tell Jeremy Lambert what his show should be is where you get a bad show out of Jeremy Lambert.
Someone come up with the idea of all right, how do we get the men's world title on Thea Hail at WrestleMania 42? And I will book step by step how to get the title on Thea Hail by WrestleMania 42. That's going to be the show. Send me your ideas. Send me, we'll call it GPS. Triple H might sue me, but we'll call it GPS with Jeremy. And you set the destination of where you want to go, and I'll get you there on the GPS. I think this is it here, Sean.
Guys, thank you all so much. Please subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. You can lock in your year-long price now at $5.99 a month before it goes up. Lock that in. Until next time, my friends, we're out.